do you guys just not like winning easy? It's just the last couple of years, it seems so many of these close, tight games, but you guys always just seem to find a way. What is it about this team that allows them to, even in a situation like tonight, still find a way to get back in overtime and make the final plays to put it away?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that's one of the things that we talked to the team after the game was I think we've been kind of one-dimensional in how we've won. You know, it's been our Achilles heel, I guess. Like, we had to play pretty finesse. We had to be perfect. You had to make a bunch of threes. And if we didn't, it got ugly, it got grimy like this one did, we might not succeed very well. And this is a typical, how it's played in the NCAA tournament. It's just physical. It's hard to run things. And so now all of a sudden we can kind of match, and we have some bodies that go head to head with some really talented physical players that, and just did enough. I mean, did some things that we gave up threes, but we did some other things that offset, what they got. And then obviously our turnovers gave them some opportunities more than we obviously want to have. So a lot of things we can learn from this game. I just love how Gonzaga plays and their program and how they coach their kids. And, it's just a big win for us.
Obviously, I mean, you look at the box score and you see what Charlize did again, especially after maybe not having the best first game, the best first couple quarters. It seemed like she kind of took over and did what she was capable of, and not just on the scoring end. The last stop, forcing the kind of desperation three from Truong, this one that didn't go down. Just kind of talk about everything that she brought tonight and just kind of how it maybe characterizes what she does when she's on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's just a special athlete in the sense that. We talk about all the things she can do, but when she's not going well, she's okay. You don't have to worry. She's not going to stay in a funk. She's not going to bring other people down with her. She's just going to go, yeah, I messed that up, and she's going to move on. And it's encouraging to the rest of the team. So how she plays is infectious. Her leadership is amazing. Her big play moments is, she gets better in those big moments or at the end of a clock. Her IQ of the game and how to guard, and just we need her to guard everyone on the court, and we just have to pick somebody to make her guard. But she's way better than just the statistics. She does a lot of things that don't show up on this stat sheet, and again, just a tremendous competitor, a great teammate, and just an unbelievable leader on the court.
Talk a little more about AT and kind of her awareness, especially that one play under the basket. What did she do maybe differently in the summer or anything like that? Or just is this like a natural progression of her game? And tell us a little bit about AT.
Yeah. Well, I think, she just got great minutes as a freshman, but we threw her into the fire. If there was a fault that when she walked in the door, she just kind of needs a stick of dynamite up her backside sometimes to be, you kind of expect real bouncy, energetic point guards, and she's like chill and and so I headbutt with her a lot about that, but she's getting better and better at that. Her fitness got better. Her training over the summer was phenomenal. She looks good. She feels good. Her game, again, it's just so good. And obviously you put better players around her. She can pick and choose those moments when she can get a mid-range jump shot that almost nobody has these days. Her handle is good enough to deal with whatever's coming at her. Obviously the three she made was huge, but her composure too is amazing. Now, she got casual on that three in the corner that she gave up, but it's a little bit of what happens to us when we have to play people too many minutes probably, but really just so impressed with her and just grateful that she's a sophomore and has a lot more time with us.
Now, late in obviously the last shot of the fourth quarter, of course, Gonzaga kind of extends the game. How do you keep the focus among the team? How do you go from, we're seconds from winning to now we got to play 5 more minutes? How does that work?
Well, they had to encourage me in the thing, I think, more than me encouraging them, but it was a lot of mistakes by us and great plays by them. I mean, obviously they made big shots, but we made enough mistakes in that at the end when we had a lead, and a great learning experience for us. I thought if we would lose this game, it would be tragic to have lost it. But, So it just, I think it's Charlize again. I think she's in the huddle going, we got this. Everybody was in foul trouble. Everybody, they didn't have as many players on their team, and we're scrambling, and we're not solid completely in how we're playing and how to guard them and how to defend and what to run. So I just think it was just, put the ball in our best guards' hands and let them go make plays. And that was Charlize, that was AT. LA did some really good things for us. So again, I just think this team has a little bit they're okay with, they're resilient. They're okay with a little bit of failure, and they're not too emotional. And I think that's a lot about Charlize. But I think it's a little bit AT's like that, B's like that, so solid, not super emotional. LA's like that. So I think it's a good mix for our team to have people that aren't going to get too up or down on good and bad.
2 tough games to start the season, being down at the first half versus Cal Poly on Monday, and then the buzzer beater shot here today. What can you say about the way your team handles adversity so far?
Yeah, love it. I mean, I think it's interesting. I think we thought, we didn't know how Gonzaga was going to guard us. So 2 very different teams guarded us very differently. And so when you're early in the season, it's you got to adjust, and you got to figure out what's going to work and what isn't. So I love that about our team. Again, I think we have more weapons. I think we have more experience. I think we have better ball handling guards and passing guards that complement with our post play. I don't think we're hitting on all cylinders. I don't think we're close to what we can become, but after 2 games, you got to be happy with 2 wins.
Coach, we talked about it on Monday about playing teams like this early in the season. You said you loved it. You love these matchups, even though they're not ranked. We all know about Gonzaga. What does this win kind of do for your program moving forward? You said it was going to be a statement win for you guys. Do you still feel that way? And just moving forward, what does this win do for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, preseason rankings don't mean much. I think Gonzaga will be up there pretty soon. They're really good. They're really hard to guard. They're going to win a million games like they always do. So, but they're so disciplined, and they have so much pride in how they play, and they have a system, and it is just rock solid. They won't beat themselves for the most part. So you just have to match that physicality. You have to match and stay with it, and not get overwhelmed if you get down, and obviously know that they're going to come back if you get ahead. So those are the kinds of matchups we need right now. We need to get a little bit more seasoned in how to handle and manage, the good and the bad that comes our way. But really grateful that we can play this game, and again, there is quality of opponent that we'll play all year.
I was just going to ask about the NCAA tournament booster that this win was for the resume in the non-conference schedule.
Yeah, well, it's a long way off before that, but it won't hurt us. And I don't think, losing this game wouldn't hurt you, just because when you lose to really great teams that are in the tournament, it's not the worst thing ever. But I think for our team, we've kind of got that national recognition. We're supposed to be good, so it puts a little pressure on us to be good and to succeed and to win some of these games. So I think the most exciting part of the night is just obviously just experience Beasley the way it was. Great fans, great environment. Obviously handling our emotions with the rings and the banner, and then playing a quality opponent and winning that game. I mean, and with those kinds of fans, this is what can happen here, and we got to have that kind of support as we go on.
And it was pretty easy that you guys could have had a letdown with all the emotion and proximity of the schools and the fan bases, all that. Why didn't you?
I think the same reason I've said it over and over. Charlize and older players, and we talked about it just, this morning at our shoot-around, which has been we shot at 9, I think, and really getting them ready for understanding that there will be emotion, there will be hoopla, there will be, all of that, and understanding that you got to manage that, and then you got to know what we're here for. And so I think our team is really good. They micromanage, they compartmentalize, and then when it's time to play, they're pretty good at getting after it and staying focused. So it's a lot, again, leadership. Charlize, B, I think those 2 are just, and again, those younger players around them are really growing in that area.
Yeah, Coach, like you said, I mean, handling the hoopla and stuff, but just going back to that start of the before the game. I mean, hanging the banner and the rings. I mean, just what was the feeling of being able to do that in front of the fans and kind of putting it into last season with a ceremony like that?
Well, I always worry because it just feels like, are we doing this too late? And I'm glad it was our second game. We couldn't have done it the last game with, a 4 o'clock start. I'm glad we did it here. I'm just so happy that it was this kind of crowd that our team could experience, just sharing that. And I think it was worth it because it was a Pac-12 championship. And I think we needed that. And I think it validates our kids and makes them feel pretty good about what they accomplished. The banner is amazing. And now, and it again, the credibility, the fan base, I think it just gives our team a lot of confidence and maybe makes them feel good about what we've accomplished in this program. And clearly, this in the end, they want this season to be better than it's ever been.
And then going all the way to the end of the game, they had kind of one less chance to tie it coming out of a timeout, and you guys played great defense on that possession. They didn't get the shot they wanted. What do you see on that possession?
Yeah, I think Charlize guarded a couple of different people and then made her drive, and then B made a great play. Like they were kind of screening in, and I don't know if that was the last possession, but she was able to just stand her ground and have her hands up and made a miss. So we made a lot of good plays when it got, a lot of good plays. We scored, we answered some of their big plays. I just think we competed really well, even in the midst of a lot of mistakes. So, LA will grow so much from this. She's never guarded this way or had to guard some of those things. Jenna didn't have a great night, but this is going to be great for us because it's gonna encourage everybody to really stay with it and focus. Alex comes in and has huge minutes. I think her minutes they changed the game a little bit and got some rest for some players. So there's a lot to be happy with this win and clearly a lot to work on